Let's start with Leicester. Of course, they just about came through their tie in the Carabao Cup last night on penalties, actually, against Stockport. Ironically, it was a goalkeeper, Daniel Everson, that saved the 3 pens that got them through. It took him 6 years before he made his debut for Leicester, which is some
good goal, Ian.
Some going. Yeah, you know a lot about him, do you?
He was on loan last year, but Preston, I think he was.
Yeah.
Looks really, really good though.
Okay,
Decent
6
prospect.
years. Wait, I think he's 25, so he's relatively young in goalkeeping terms, anyway.
Yeah,
that must be so frustrating to wait for your chance. When you've got someone like Kasper Schmeichel in front of you, of course, it's going to be very difficult to shift them out. But a goalkeeper is that position where you can only be a goalkeeper. If you're a right back, you might get a chance centre half. You might even get a chance the other side of the field if you're playing wing back. You've got opportunities but for a goalkeeper to sit out and wait when you've got a recognised international in front of you, that must be so tough.
Like Steve Harper at Newcastle, I swear he was Shea Given's number 2 for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Scott Carson at Man City, people like that, they make a career of being a number 2 or a number 3, and it's a special role, honestly. It's a specialist role as well. It depends how old you are and what you want to do in the game. So you get goalies who might be 33, 34, they're happy to be a 2 or 3. They know they're not going to play on a Saturday afternoon, so they just get behind the goalie and they'll spend their life and their career doing that. But for somebody like this young kid, he's 25 years old, he needs to be playing football now. He needs to be playing football. It's a little bit like Emi Martinez at Aston Villa. Spent so long at Arsenal, not playing, getting, I know he went out on loan a few times and stuff like that. Eventually got his chance at Arsenal, and the rest is history. You see him now, he's a regular in the Premier League, and he's one of the best goalies in the Premier League as well.
So what do you make of what's going on with Leicester? They've had, 3 games in the Premier League? I think they've lost 2, is it? And drawn 1. And then and they were quite strong as well last night, by the way. The team they put out. If you're a Leicester fan, would you be worried? You've got players as well that are being linked to moves away before that window closes?
As I said before, I don't think you need to hit panic yet. You're right, they've not got off to the best of starts. Brentford draw, losing to Arsenal, losing to Southampton. How they lost that Southampton game, I don't know. But they somehow managed a way to throw it away. But you look at their squad, and you're right, they are got some of their better players that have been linked away, the likes of Fofana, Yuri Tillemans. But I think even if they let them 2 players go, I think they still have more than enough. I know they have not got going yet, but they've still got some very good players down there. James Justin, I'm a big fan of. Yep. Jamie Vardy's down there. Patson Daka, Ian Acho, James Maddison, if they can hold on to him as well. So they've got a good enough squad. But for whatever reason, Wilfred Ndidi is another one I'm a big fan of. But for whatever reason, they just haven't got going yet. But I fully expect them, as they always do. Jamie Vardy will start scoring and they'll start picking up points. So I wouldn't all of a sudden start thinking, do you know what? I think this could be the year they go down. Not with that, even if they lost them 3 players, not with that squad.
I don't think they're going to go. Have they overachieved though, Ben? When you look at what they've done over the last 10 years, obviously they won the Premier League, they won the FA Cup recently as well. They were knocking on the door of the Champions League.
Well, they finished 5th twice when they should have finished in the top 4, at least one of them.
Yeah, but 5th for Leicester is still an unbelievable finish as well.
But they're the best of the rest, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, Leicester are a good team. Leicester are a really good team. Like, some of the players you're just reeling off there, like, they're proper players there, I think the problem as well is you've got players like James Maddison and Harvey Barnes who Newcastle apparently have made big old bids for. We're talking 50, 60 million pound bids for them. That in itself is a problem for Leicester because you've got them 2 guys there who their heads have been turned. And it sounds bad. They're still professional. They'll still do their job. But in the back of their head, they're thinking, wow, if I get this move to Newcastle, my wages double, treble. And that's like I say, that's life changing. That is, and then you throw in the Fofanas, people making bids for them. It turns heads, and it just unsettles the whole group. So you get results like they did against Southampton at the weekend, where, like I said, I was saying with you, Ben, you watched it 1-0 up. They were doing really well. They looked like no chance they were going to lose that game. And then that's it. The doubt starts creeping in, and that's when you get results like that.
Is Brendan Rodgers' stock still high as a manager?
I think it is still high. Yeah, I think I do think he's on a bit of an edge at the minute, though. I think.
What do you mean an edge?
I think
he could get sacked.
No, I don't know if he would necessarily get sacked, but I think unless the Leicester board are willing to really invest in the team and get him some players, it wouldn't surprise me if he'd be the kind of guy to go and walk as well, because he's built a brilliant team there, really, really strong team, but he does need a little bit more investment.
Is he good enough for top 4, as in to go to a top 4 side, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, there's no place for him right now there, but I think he's more than good enough as a coach. I know he should have won the league with Liverpool, I understand that, but he's still a very good coach, and I think he's good enough to be a top 4 manager.
Okay.